All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today we're doing a complete 360-degree teardown of energy fuels, ticker UUU. Now, if you follow this space, you already know there is a ton of noise out there right now. So we're going to cut through all that chatter together and see if the hard data, the fundamentals, and the technical charts actually point to a viable long-term investment.
Because we really want to answer one core question today. Is this company truly the strategic powerhouse the market seems to think it is? I mean, Energy Fuels gets touted as this absolute linchpin in U.S. energy security. But, as focused investors, we don't just buy the headlines. We need to see the proof.
So here's the game plan. We're going to systematically walk through 5 key areas: the business and moat, management and financial health, market trends and valuation, Elliott wave analysis, and finally, the verdict.
Starting off with Section 1, the business and moat, moving from uranium to critical materials.
Okay, so this visually captures the massive strategic transition Energy Fuels is making right now. They're pivoting from simply mining uranium to becoming a fully vertically integrated critical materials company. They aren't just, pulling rocks out of the ground anymore. They're moving into rare earth separation, heavy mineral sands, and even medical isotopes. Through moves like acquiring Australian Strategic Materials, they are literally trying to build out a complete mine-to-magnet supply chain.
And their core moat? It's all built on highly scarce infrastructure. We're talking specifically about the White Mesa Mill, which is literally America's only operating conventional uranium mill right now. That is a massive, massive barrier to entry for anyone else. Pair that with their Pinyon Plain mine, which boasts an incredibly high average grade of 1.12% and low sustaining costs of around $23 to $30 a pound, and you've got a real operational powerhouse. Plus, back in March 2026, they actually achieved commercial-scale high-purity terbium oxide production from native U.S. ore. First time in decades. Hitting 99.9% purity is real, tangible proof of concept for their rare earth ambitions.
Moving right along to Section 2, management and financial health. Let's see how they're navigating this transition.
What's really fascinating here is the seamless leadership handoff. In April 2026, Ross Bappu stepped in as CEO, with the former CEO, Mark Chalmers, staying on board as an advisor. Now, Bappu brings 30 years of mining experience to the table, and he's inheriting a company that just absolutely crushed its 2025 production targets. I mean, they mined 1.72 million pounds and processed over 1 million pounds, blowing right past the top end of their own guidance.
But the really crucial point about management's financial prudence is this. They secured a massive $700 million in late 2025 at a microscopic 0.75% coupon. Seriously, in an environment where interest rates are bouncing all over the place, locking in capital that cheap is just incredible. And they smartly used capped calls to push the effective conversion price up to $30.70. That's a highly defensive, proactive move to protect shareholders from dilution.
And looking at the financials, we're actually seeing the early signs of a company maturing from a heavy, capital-intensive investment phase into a cash-flowing output phase. Check out the Q1 2026 operating cash flow. It flipped to a positive $8.3 million. Contrast that with a negative $18.8 million just a year prior. Plus, they're sitting on a staggering $957 million in working capital, which positions them incredibly securely in a net cash position.
You've also got to notice how smartly they're managing price volatility. Just look at this revenue mix. In Q1 2026, they captured the high spot market, selling 100,000 pounds at nearly $96 a pound. But at the exact same time, they sold over 400,000 pounds under long-term contracts at roughly $64 a pound. It's a brilliant hybrid approach. They get to ride the market upside while keeping a rock-solid profitable floor that guarantees stability.
All right, Section 3, market trends and valuation. Let's talk about pricing the future.
So to figure out fair pricing objectively, analysts calculate intrinsic value using a discounted cash flow, or DCF model. This basically projects future cash generation. The base case here applies a standard 12% weighted average cost of capital and a 3% perpetual growth rate. Ultimately, it's just a way to figure out what all their future profits are actually worth in today's dollars.
But when we compare that fundamental intrinsic value base case against where the stock is currently trading, well, things get really interesting. The DCF model spits out a fundamental value between $8 and $14 per share. But the stock? It's trading around the $16 to $17 mark. What does that tell us? It clearly shows the market has already priced in sustained high uranium prices and completely flawless rare earth execution. For you, as an investor, that means your fundamental margin of safety is pretty limited if things don't go exactly to plan.
To actually justify that premium market valuation, it's going to depend heavily on favorable market trends and them executing their expansion pipeline without a single hitch. For example, by 2027, they absolutely need to bring Nichols Ranch and Whirlwind online to add 600,000 pounds of uranium production, all while hitting their Phase 1 rare earth expansion targets for dysprosium and terbium. Basically, any delays here could really threaten that $16 to $17 price tag.
Which brings us to Section 4, Elliott Wave Analysis. Let's look at technical momentum and market psychology.
Now, for those of you who focus strictly on the balance sheet, Elliott wave theory might seem a bit different. It's essentially a way to map investor momentum, showing us the predictable path of crowd psychology. It asserts that market sentiment moves in specific waves, specifically a 5-wave impulse in the direction of the main trend.
And just looking at this weekly chart, we can clearly see this asset is in a major technical uptrend. It's characterized by a classic 5-wave impulse. You can see that initial massive surge, starting way down in the bottom left, the subsequent pullback, and now the start of a whole new upward trajectory. Let's break down that journey step by step. It maps an initial Wave 1 surge that took the stock from around $6 all the way up to $25. After that, we got a perfectly healthy 44% Wave 2 retracement down to about $14. Crucially, that stayed well above the start of Wave 1, so the pattern remained totally intact. Now we're in the early stages of a powerful Wave 3, hovering near $17. In this theory, Wave 3 is typically the longest and strongest wave. Technically speaking, this chart actually targets the $38 region as that wave fully matures.
But hold on, to actually trust this technical momentum, you have to watch a few key validation points. First, it absolutely must hold that critical $14 support level at the Wave 2 low. If it breaks below 14, the entire bullish setup resets. To confidently ride this Wave 3 to the upside, you really want to see a weekly close above $20, accompanied by expanding trading volume. You need to see real capital flowing in to validate what the chart is suggesting.
Finally, Section 5, the final verdict, weighing fundamental reality against technical momentum.
So what's the big takeaway here? On one hand, you have a company with an irreplaceable U.S. infrastructure network, low-cost operations, and a massive 40-year critical materials supply blueprint. But as a focused investor looking at long-term viability, you have to weigh that against the capital-intensive, highly cyclical nature of mining. With the fundamental DCF sitting at $8 to $14, the current lack of a fundamental margin of safety is a very real factor, especially when you consider the political and regulatory uncertainties hovering over their international rare earth projects in places like Madagascar and Brazil. We're just reporting the facts here, but that regulatory risk is undeniably part of the equation.
So we leave you with this final thought. With all the fundamental and technical data laid out clearly right in front of you, how are you playing this? Are you buying the technical momentum right now, betting that Wave 3 carries Energy Fuels up to $38 as they execute this rare earth pivot? Or are you waiting for a fundamental pullback to secure a better margin of safety? The moat is undeniable, but timing your entry is literally everything. Until our next explainer, keep learning, stay focused, and keep asking the right questions.